Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal. So I've been doing a little bit of math here, trying to figure out if it is at all reasonable for us to buy those mech parts, and I just don't see a way to it. We could hang out on this world and repair our mechs until we're ready to take on the other 2-star job, but as you can see here in the queue, you're looking at like 15 days until both the Centurions are back in action, 20 days until we have a Jenner running. I don't think it's worth spending that much time sitting here waiting, and frankly, like, the cost of the repairs was high enough that even after all the waiting and then doing the job and taking full pay, I think we still can only barely afford them, and we might not be able to afford any repairs that job incurs, so we're just going to get out of here instead. We are going to buy one thing before we leave. I was looking through the store, and we could buy a piece of a Phoenix Hawk for $5.39. We already have 2 pieces. This seems like a thing that's worth picking up to me.
New equipment available.
And then, do we want to buy any of this stuff? We could get another plus stability LRM-20 or a plus crit chance LRM-15. We don't have a lot of LRM-20s. We also don't have a lot of mechs that we could actually mount an LRM-20 on. I didn't make any huge changes to the Centurion. I pulled out the 2 LRM-10 bays and replaced them with the 20 plus that we did have, and I put another AC-5 in it. There's no AC-2 in the store, and we don't have one on hand. If we did, I might have made some other changes, but I like having one weapon that deals a significant amount of damage in one punch on a sniper mech, so you can use it to target weak points and try to open up holes for people to get crits through. So I think with that, we're just going to move on. I was having a look at the star map, and I think this is the plan. We're going to swing by Veribium here. It is a 1-skull world, probably not going to be super lucrative, but it's right on the way to the flashpoint that we're going to. We have to fly through it either way, and it'll be easy enough to pick up some money here. So let's get going.
Calculating course now, Commander.
11 days of travel is enough time for us to get one of the Centurions back online, and I think also, the Firestarter. And then we could hang out on Veribium for a couple of days while we wait for the other Centurion to get completed, or frankly, given that we're looking at 1-skull difficulty missions, we probably could just go without. I think right now we have the Centurion, the Firestarter, the Urban Mech, and that crummy Locust in functional shape, and on it, that's probably good enough to do 1s and halves. If there are any skull and a half missions, we might not want to take them on without the other Centurion to guard us, though. I guess we'll see what the contract depth looks like when we arrive. Annoyed, Darius calls you on the comms. Commander, I'm going to need you over in the corridor between the barracks and the mess. I caught Sourdough painting my likeness on the bulkhead, and I'm not amused. In the corridor, Sourdough stands next to the mural, clutching an airbrush. Behind her, the XO is depicted flexing his shirtless, rippling biceps and abs, while flames erupt behind him. Darius, what are you mad about? That sounds awesome. What's going on here, Sourdough? Everyone hates this stretch. It's cold and gray, so I decided to turn up the heat. Sourdough grins. You know, some members of the crew really, really like it. It's not... Alright. I've never been in the military, and I've certainly never been in the military on any kind of, like, long-haul shipping or anything. It's frowned upon for the XO to sleep with the lower people, right? I don't know how the chain of command works, but it seems like it would be bad. Just, not something I think is relevant right now, but something I think might be an issue in the future. You know? It's probably not cool for Darius to have to walk past that if he doesn't want to walk past it. But also, people should be allowed to blow off some steam. Let's try to take a middle ground here. We will mark off an area for you to be thirsty about Darius in, and you can just do it over there and Darius can walk around it. You rub your chin, smiling. Mech Warrior, you've got talent, so I'll make you a deal. Clean this up and you can keep working out of an unused cargo hold. Sourdough's face lights up in surprise. Really? I've got a new piece I've been working on. I call it Mega Yang. I'll hop to it. Let's put a grand opening together. In a couple days, the crew gathers at the makeshift gallery for the reveal. Painted across the bulkheads, Yang leaps wildly, encased in blue armor. His cybernetic arm is transformed into autocannon, blasting an unseen foe. While the crew excitedly crowds around her, Darius sidles up next to you. I hate to say it, but I kind of wish we'd kept my mural. He crosses his arms, and you realize the Exo is wearing a sleeveless vest for the first time. You raise an eyebrow. Oh yeah? He scowls. What? It's warm in here. Alright, Sourdough has lost the rebellious tag, and now has high spirits. Listen, all kids need is an outlet, you know? And a point of morale is cool.
Hey boss, we've just completed those upgrades.
Alright, I have no idea what our financial situation is going to look like after Viribium. I wonder if we should hold off on queuing in any more upgrades until we have some sense of what kind of money we have left over. We're not always being maximally efficient on our upgrade pace, but it's not a big deal. We're gonna finish almost all of our upgrades several hundred days before the end of the career mode timer. Alright, let's see what they got on sale in Viribium. Nothing, it turns out. Minus 10% stability damage taken gyro. I mean, it doesn't weigh anything, it's basically free, but it's still bad. It's not free in terms of money. Plus 20 stability damage, plus 5 actual melee damage. These are also weightless, so maybe actually worth picking up because they're relatively cheap. And then we can buy as many machine guns as we want. Awesome. Are there contracts? Did we come here for nothing? I mean, I know it said that the world was abandoned, but it also said there were 3 different factions active on it, so I assumed there'd be somebody willing to pay to get something blown up. Maybe that was an unsafe assumption. I mean, worst case scenario, we just continue on from here. Oh yeah, there's a ton of work available. Unfortunately, a lot of it looks like it's not going to be very exciting to do. How much of this is against the pirates? I bet it's a lot. Everybody hates pirates. Well, the good news is we have some pirate rep to play with. I would love to be able to get our rep with them higher, you know, so as to actually be able to access the black market. But the fact is, we're going to have a problem with that until we can do more difficult missions anyway. So literally every job here that isn't given by the pirates is against the pirates. Okay. Let's just do some math here real quick. So from here to the flashpoint. 15 more days. When's the next? The next financial report is in 19 days. We're not going to be able to do any other missions on that world, probably, because that world is a 3-skull. So that Jenner, the other Centurion and the Jenner will be just about done when we arrive. This stuff is going to take forever. All the pilots will be back in action too. You know, we might honestly just do the pirate jobs here and then bounce. And none of this is great money. We're definitely not getting optimal score by doing that, but I really would like to be friendly with the pirates. Well, okay, let's start by doing the 2 pirate jobs. These look very quick and easy. We've been able to infiltrate personnel into a contested region to take control of an abandoned base. We've brought the base's primary power and communication systems online, but in doing so we've made an unfortunate discovery. A Canopian force has done the same thing with a nearby facility. They're somewhat ahead of us in the process and have their base's turrets online. They're also landing troops and mechs to hold their new acquisition. Okay, this is a half-skull mission. You know what? I'm not even going to make you guys sit through this. I'm going to do these 2 pirate missions off camera. I'll be right back. Alright, well those went down pretty much without a hitch. Just some real fast and easy money. I thought about... There's a couple of 1.5 skull missions here that actually have decent payouts, and I thought about maybe pursuing these while we're here, even though they do lower our pirate rep, just because they're not lowering it by very much. But remember, our mechs are actually in pretty poor shape. It's going to be like over a week before the other Centurion's ready to roll again, so I don't actually know that we could do those missions all that easily. I think it really is for the best. We just move on and have a look at that flashpoint. I'm almost certain that this is a flashpoint I've done before. I think this might be the Hatchet Man one. I do not remember what you do in it, so I guess let's go and find out. I have a highly delicate contract that requires your immediate attention. The task at hand is sensitive to the point that it cannot be discussed over an open channel. Meet me in the Duchy of Andurian, and I'll fill you in on the details. Yeah, okay.
By your command.
That seems straightforward enough. So this is, oh, hold on a second. We need to enter in a new ship upgrade. So we're pretty comfortable on money here. We can afford to do a thing. Is it just the power system? Let's see here. This is being held back by lacking a library. Like, is the new drive the only thing that requires these upgrades? No, this needs the structural reinforcements. Well, the new drive is probably the most important thing. This is about time saving, and it's going to be more valuable the earlier we get it, right? So, this is 720. That's 360. I guess let's put this one up first.
All right, I'll get the team on it right away.
So that leaves us with over 1 million C-bills to play with. We should be very comfortable for the next month here. Let's get to it. I do need to check in with our pilots and make sure everybody's leveled up, because in addition to the fact that we have done a couple of missions now, also there's that passive XP accumulating from the training simulator. It does cap out at 10,000. It no longer affects people who have at least 10,000 XP spent, so or XP earned. So our top-line pilots, like Tirefire, is way over 10k spent, I think. Well, maybe. The top skill she has is 5 by itself, but the points before that are actually pretty cheap. I don't know, probably. But a lot of our pilots who are not in the like most developed tier are still accumulating skill points for free every day. It's a good idea to swing through and make sure we're actually spending those from time to time. I'm very forgetful. It's real easy for me to just space on it. Darius demands the first agenda item in the morning briefing. Commander, I've secured an invitation to the black markets here in the periphery. Yang claps Darius on the back. Ha! About time! You've been haggling and calling in favors for months. It was kind of like you enjoyed it. Darius smirks. Who, me? Well, persuading that cabal of crooks, merchants, and politicians wasn't boring. Sumiri cuts through the joviality. Don't forget the pirates. Your cabal may vote us in, but our history with their primary customers is setting our membership fee. Dr. Murad frowns. Improvements to the Argo aren't getting any cheaper. Surely we can just continue looting what we need. No, we're absolutely paying the membership fee. So you don't actually have to get friendly with them to get this offer. But if we had dropped down to disliked and then this event had triggered, we wouldn't have been able to do it, and we would have had to wait for the event to trigger again. And I was kind of thinking there might be a chance we could get to here before it happened. That's fine. 500k is fine. Right? We're still even going to make payroll. Alright, we may shop at the black market in various systems, so it is worth looking for those systems now. With a wave of your hand, you quiet the room. That's a steep price, but I don't see us getting into the good graces of the pirates anytime soon. Let's take the deal on the table. Yang strokes his chin in contemplation. Ooh, I need a cool pirate name now. Maybe Angry Yang, or Ironbeard. What do you think? I thought Mega Yang was pretty good, actually.
We're almost completely out of cash.
We are 100% fine, Darius, you huge baby. Why does he send you the thing about being almost out of C-bills when you have the month's pay already in the bank? I mean, it's a good thing we do, too, because we don't really have a lot of spare money. Alright, let's do it. I forgot what our name was. That's funny to me. Commander Corpsington. Before we begin, you must understand that the matters we're about to discuss are to be held in the highest confidence. You are not to repeat anything you are told today. Not to anyone, not ever. Am I understood? We're professionals, Force Commander Singh. We know how to keep our mouths shut. Force Commander Singh is an important dude in the Free Worlds League, I believe. Our company's representative from House Merrick. Hailing from Regulus, Force Commander Singh is known for his honesty and dedication to ensuring that his mercenaries receive a fair deal. Former covert operations specialist in SAFE's Commando Division, Singh was transferred to mercenary liaison duties after being wounded near the end of the Merrick Civil War. I do not know what SAFE stands for, in case you were curious. Very good, Mr. Oliveira. I'll hold you to it. 6 months ago, an Andurian defense contractor called Black Caldera Defense stole a prototype battle mech, a Raven, from Hellespont Industrials on Sian. In the intervening time, they have labored on behalf of Dame Catherine Humphreys to reverse engineer it, presumably for the benefit of the Andurian military. Okay, maybe this is not the mission I thought it was. I don't even know what a Raven is. Who's this lady? Born 2951, a former aerospace fighter pilot with the 1st Defenders. Adopting a strict Andurian for Andurian stance, she has spent her tenure as head of state vigorously enforcing isolationist policies that prioritize the Duchy's individual interests above those of the Free Worlds League as a whole, and, as such, not really pursuing the Duchy's interests either, I assume. Now, the Capellans are laying siege to Fagerholm, and they are on the verge of taking their prototype back. If they succeed, they will maintain unilateral access to the revolutionary new technologies that the Raven was built upon. For the sake of the inner sphere as a whole, that cannot be allowed to happen. I want you to find the Raven, recover it, and bring it back to me. What is this Raven exactly? It's an electronic warfare platform in battle mech form. Sensor disruption, ECM, a whole suite of game-changing technologies, all packed into the chassis of a single high-speed scout. As I said, it's still in the prototype stage. Even the Capellans haven't actually deployed a Raven on the battlefield yet. But they will soon enough, and when that happens, we're going to need one too. So yeah, just electronic countermeasures here. Does it say in specific what they do to mechs? Most ECM technology has been lost since the fall of the Star League. Okay, so it's probably just the thing you would expect. Makes it hard for people to target you with their sensors and stuff. If all of this is true, why would you wait until the 11th hour to do anything about it? The Duchy of Andurian is a province of the Free Worlds League. You could have deployed troops to Fagerholm months ago. Well, if we'd known sooner, we would have acted sooner. Regrettably, neither Dame Catherine nor Black Caldera Defense saw fit to inform us of their plans. Neither did they tell us when House Liao sent a fleet to Fagerholm to reclaim its stolen property. Indeed, they've done everything they can to keep us in the dark. If it wasn't for the watchful eye of SAFE, we would have no idea that any of this was even happening. What is SAFE? The intelligence apparatus of House Merrick, SAFE is often derided as the least effective spy agency in the Inner Sphere. The meaning of SAFE's name is shrouded in mystery. While the spelling is suggestive of an acronym, what it stands for has been lost to history. That's weird. Alright, I understand. How can we help? I want you to locate the Raven and bring it back to me in one piece. To that end, you will rendezvous with Bravo Lance of the 5th Defenders of Andurian. Their leader, Umbra, is a niece of mine, and she has operational knowledge of Black Caldera's holdings. We've been in contact, and Umbra has agreed to turn against Dame Catherine. She and her Lance are patriots. They know enough to prioritize the League as a whole over their own little corner of it. And you're sure that you can trust these people? As well as I trust anyone. Bravo Lance has seen the folly of Dame Catherine's ambition firsthand. 2/3 of their company has died to protect her secrets, and their own mechs are on the verge of falling apart. Umbra is a woman of integrity, but even if she weren't, Bravo Lance has ample motive to see this operation through. I've already agreed to repatriate them to Atreus when the job is done. I offered them a fresh start, and they were all too eager to accept it. Well, can't blame them for that. We'll rendezvous with Bravo Lance and see what they have to say. Very good, Commander. Bring me the Raven and your company will be rewarded. Well rewarded, even. I'll speak with you again when your task is completed. You know, I could use some well-rewarding right about now. So yeah, it's possible that there are rules for that black market event that were more exploitable. I had no idea when it was going to occur, so I was trying to be pretty careful about our reputation, as you saw there, but we might have been able to dip down to disliked and come back up later. It might always fire on the same day or something. To a certain extent, I like not knowing that stuff. I like having to behave in a way that makes sense in sort of an in-world manner. Boy, the missions that are here would absolutely obliterate us. So, what's up? This mission has some restrictions on the weight of the mechs you can yield. A maximum overall tonnage that can be dropped into battle. Okay, well, we have a lot of light stuff. For your first deployment, you will take the field alongside Umbra and the rest of Bravo Lance. Together you will sweep the AO for hostiles, eliminating any Capellan units you find along the way. Bravo Lance has endured a great deal of punishment over the past few months, and will need your help to come through this deployment in one piece. Okay, hard to know what we're looking at here in terms of salvage. It's quite a bit of money. Each point of salvage that we give up is really a lot of pay. We might, given our financial situation at the moment, we might go this way. And yeah, our financial situation is going to keep being bad over and over and over again. Okay, so we have a maximum of 55 tons per slot and 200 tons overall. I don't know why I pulled everything. That was not necessary. Do we want to bring the urban mech? I refitted our Jenner in basically the standard-ish... Oh, no, sorry, I had the other Jenner first. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is that one that we outfitted with the extra missiles. This is actually probably a good mech for this mission. And then do we want to be like Firestarter or Urban Mech? I like the urban environment for the Urban Mech, which is probably like, appropriate, because the short sight lines mean that it's not going to get like hammered from a distance. I think that makes sense. Let's get Sourdough in the Urban Mech. That probably is the most sensible place for you. And then Tire Fire drives, just making sure we got the right things here. Let's get Cruise in this one. We really got to get like a couple of pilots really developed. That's the plan. Okay, I like this. I think this is a good approach. I have no idea what we're up against, and whether or not there are going to be ECM mechanics involved in this. I know that there were, I haven't played the game since the second expansion came out. I know that there was some stuff about messing with people's sensors in that. I'm guessing that's where this flashpoint is from. Be curious, actually, if how developed the electronic warfare mechanics are. Darius has absolutely nothing useful to say. I mean, that's often true, but usually he at least tries to pretend. See, becoming friends with the pirate faction will increase your chance to purchase access to black market stores. I wonder if the event fires more frequently if if their level of appreciation for you is higher. This is probably a good time to be doing this mission based on the tonnage restriction. Probably what you want to do is come at this when you are as close to that limit as possible. We could really, really use another mech. They said it had a scout chassis, right? So probably it's very, very small itself, but we just need more bodies, more useful bodies. Boy, this is taking forever to load. What is going on here? All right.
Command interface initiated.
We have been gently deposited on the planet's surface. Here we are, Exo. Scenic New Jacobstad, the shiniest combat zone on Fagerholm. I've got Bravo Lance on the comms, and their drop pods are prepared to launch. Are you reading us, Sombra? We read you, and we appreciate the assist. Our metal's been beaten to hell and back over the course of this deployment, and our meat isn't doing much better. Truth be told, I don't think we could have survived another deployment without your help. Well, your Uncle Devinder had nice things to say about you. Woman of integrity and all that. He's an honorable man. We haven't always seen eye to eye, but he's sticking his neck out to help us just like you are. When you're as beaten up as we are, that means a lot. Amen to that. I've been seeing double since that last head hit I took, and Conqueror's been bleeding from the ears for 3 days now. Yo, that sounds very serious. But has anyone from the 5th come to relieve me? To relieve any of us? Hell no, they haven't. And so here we are again, all loaded up in these busted-ass ceramic cocoons, getting ready to slam ourselves into the ground for the 100th time. Speaking of which, watch your head, Commander. We're prepped and ready to drop. It's nice to have friends. Got mechs on the ground, Commander, ready to advance on the Capellans when you are. So their mechs are poor armor. What are their loadouts? What are we looking at here? We got a Spider, a Trebuchet, double LRM-15s. Basically, what I'm hoping is that these guys will work well as long-range support, and we can just do the spotting. So we expect Liao is over in this area. At least one member of Bravo Lance must survive. Okay. Seems pretty straightforward. Fourth and Conquer stomps some cars like your Slave Zero. Wait, is that what that game was called? Giant robots in urban environments always make me think of this Dreamcast game where you were a giant robot in an urban environment. It's probably not like a huge surprise to you that that's the description of the game. I thought it was called Slave Zero when I opened my mouth, and then as soon as the noise came out, I was like, wait a second. Does that sound right at all? Okay, you guys could maybe just, like, move all at once here. My suspicion is that they are programmed to just kind of follow behind us until we hit hostiles, and then they'll... Oh, this guy's running ahead. Boy, a spider. What a bad mech. So many of the light mechs, and maybe not like broadly in terms of all the things that BattleTech is, but certainly in this strategy game incarnation of BattleTech, a lot of the light mechs just really suck a lot. Alright, let's commit real hard here. What do we got? We got readings, 2 readings. Okay.
Good to go.
Don't think this complicates things very much. We probably want to... Yeah, come around here. Get that nice open canyon between the buildings. I want to split the Centurions up. Maybe, because this guy might come around this side. Yeah, let's go ahead and divide the Centurions. Urban Mech is just going to do its absolute level best to keep up. Does feel like we could be trying to avoid the cars at least a little bit. Alright, heads up, Commander. We've got incoming drop pods. I've tracked their trajectory and marked their LZ on your screen. Helen reinforcements. Lyrans. It looks like House Steiner has decided to join the party. I hate parties. Okay, so it's going to be a 2-on-2 then. We can handle that. I'm assuming that the tonnage limit is partially because the AI doesn't have very powerful mechs here.
Waiting for orders.
So we know that thing moves on 3. I think I'm just going to poke the Jenner's head around here. This is maybe too aggressive. And that really is maybe too aggressive. Hold on, where's the Urban Mech? Can you get close enough to get a sensor lock at least? Where's my sensor range? Oh yeah, okay. Let's do that.
Aye, aye.
We'll just pull a sensor lock and shoot missiles over the building at it.
Sensors locked on.
Okay, hey, big surprise. It's a Locust.
What's up, boss?
You're gonna reserve down, actually. Did the Griffin just leap over the top of that skyscraper? Is that what happened there? That seems very unnecessary. Okay, that over there is an assassin, which is bad news for this spider.
Waiting for orders.
Hostile drop pods incoming. So, like, how many of these enemies can we reasonably kill before the drop pods hit?
I hear ya.
Let's start with you. So you really don't want to be that close to these people. But I want to be close enough that I have a good shot on the Locust. 55%. Man, that's pretty not good. That's a pretty not good shot. It is actually within the band, though. You can see this is the top end of the range band here. The bottom end is over there. It's just the best we're going to get with indirect fire on a target that small. Could I get direct fire? No, I can't quite make an angle work. Alright, we'll just do this. Oops, I moved to a spot that's further back, and now am taking the long-range penalty. Well, we have 12 volleys. There's no reason not to fire. Some of this is going to make contact. And it doesn't even need to be that much to kill him. Okay, they might be able to clear it up right here. Got another 30 LRMs coming in. Apparently not quite.
What can I do for you?
I was kind of hoping we'd get a kill on that thing so that we could push our resolve up to 30.
Good to go.
Maybe that's what I do. I have the Jenner come around and finish the job. And jump in the water here.
Heading out.
Because I'd really like to do a precision shot against the assassin. He's too hard to hit. Look at this. That's beautiful. Almost no heat production.
Firing a full power.
Sorry, everyone who works in that building.
Mech destroyed. Waiting for orders.
Alright, now we got him. And we'll just core him.
This should be good.
I'm not particularly interested in any shenanigans here. The frame rate's a little jerky. Oh, you know what? I have something running that probably should not be running at this moment. Hold on a second. I'm going to minimize this and close a thing. Massive professionalism. Okay, that should probably help. I suggest that you vacate the AO immediately, Commander. That lance I've just deployed is under orders to destroy any hostile mechs it encounters, including yours. Well, I appreciate the warning, but we aren't going anywhere. Not without the prototype, eh? I know what you're here for, Oliveira. We're on the same mission, but for different masters. I'm trying real hard not to go Foghorn Leghorn on account of his facial hair. It's tough though, man. It's a struggle. I don't care what your mission is, Lirin. You aren't welcome here. Bravo Lance, light 'em up. What are they? Hold on, let me look at them. We got a griffin and a panther, and that's it? They dropped a griffin and a panther on me, and they thought that was going to be compelling? Well, I have some good news for you guys. That griffin, how armored is that griffin from the back? Because we have a real easy run-in with the Jenner. Unfortunately, it looks like it is tough enough to not fall to just that. Boy, that's a lot of weight on the roof of that building. Panther's a 35-ton mech. I don't really know a lot about building codes and stuff, but is it normal for a building to be able to withstand that kind of weight? Do I want to do this and just not take any evasion? I really do like being in the water. We should probably get something. See, I can get 2 pips over here. I can just jump back in the water next turn.
Roger that.
Do I want to do an aim strike to lower his initiative down to 2? Yeah, you know what? I think I do. Plus, this'll spook him.
Giving him everything I've got.
Provided that any of the shots actually go to the center.
Reporting critical hit.
Alright, well, we did something. It's really all we could ask. I'm even higher up than you are. Yeah, like the jet propulsion technology that makes a thing like that possible is mighty impressive. Well, the urban mech has lots of stuff it can do now. Let's run up and figure out who the target is. I don't know, I'm just going to put myself here. We'll figure it out after that. So the assassin has SRM-2 medium laser. I mean, it's not exactly terrifying, right? The Griffin's definitely a greater threat. But the Panther is also a huge pain in the ass. You know, I'm just going to shoot at the Panther.
Engaging target.
Okay, hit center. Couldn't ask for much better than that. I really don't want to have to deal with that thing bouncing from building to building and firing PPCs at us.
What can I do for you?
Alright, let's get this Centurion. I mean, honestly, play with this Centurion might be shoot that dude in the back. Not that I'm not taking the Griffin seriously as a threat, it's just like, this is such a good opportunity to get rid of this guy.
Targeting enemy 6.
Potentially. I missed it with the autocannon though. I feel like I always underestimate lights. When I use them, they're super fragile, they sometimes just get huge chunks of them blown off in a single hit from an enemy I didn't see. But man, when we're up against lights, it sure does take an awful lot of shooting to deal with them.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Alright, well I think we probably ought to finish off the assassin with this, this mech.
Got it.
Ah, this thing runs so hot.
Special delivery! Should have run when you had the chance!
Alright, one fewer problem. So far this has not been too bad. So we're going to see what happens when the Griffin decides to get into it properly. Or maybe it won't do that. Maybe it's...
Orders.
What is your plan, man? So we're not going to be able to get a back shot on the Panther. Its left torso is a little screwed up, so if we went in for a shot from the left angle, that's, I mean, it's going to give us something, but maybe we just keep pushing the Griffin? It's still open. We still have a pretty good shot here.
Copy that.
I'm going to go for that. Alright, so we did basically no damage to the center torso. We shot the left torso off, he would lose LRM, some heat sinks, that's it. I think we'll go center again. That... Ooh, wow, that was actually very effective. Almost all that went exactly where I wanted it to. So he has to think very carefully about his move next turn or be gendered to death from behind. I think we got a good position. Them putting themselves up on this trophy stand for us was maybe not so smart. Interesting. The Panther jumps in the air so it can turn around and show its backside to the rest of my mechs. Difficult to understand what he was thinking there.
On my way.
And I'm going to go ahead and fire the AC-10, but boy, that's pretty bad odds, huh? Oh, I accidentally destroyed the entire building. I do feel bad about that. I'm curious also what it did to that mech, though. We gotta take a look here in a second. So it said it took fall damage. It looks like it maybe took considerable damage to both of its legs. But that's... yeah, that's it. There's no new structural damage to the torso or anything.
I hear ya.
And it is, as you might imagine, feeling a little bit unsteady. Not gonna be able to get a shot to the back arc here. Oh well, that's fine.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Is that a waste then? Should I just be firing at this dude? Let's keep the pressure up. He may reposition himself in such a way that the shot to the back armor is difficult to keep up. Let's have a plan B ready. I think our friends here are just using their jump jets because they can. These don't feel like necessary leaps to me.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Centurion's starting to heat up a little bit. Sure would be a shame if I couldn't shoot this guy in the back, though, right? I guess at this range... Hold on, can I turn this off and get my large laser back? No, I'd have to turn off all of the missiles. Nah, we'll just fire like this, then. Or I could not fire the UAC once. That buys me a little bit of heat and also lets the UAC reset. Yeah, we'll do it like this.
Here it comes. Another hit like that and you're toast.
Unfortunately, that was not the arm that the PPC is mounted on. Okay. Upside and downside on the knockdown. Obviously, it's good to knock people over, injure their pilot, restrict their movement, but now I can't shoot his back anymore. Never mind, he's fine. Interested to see what evasive action he takes here. Is the answer none? Is he seriously just going to stand there? I guess he has cover from the building in a way that he didn't before, thanks to the building he was standing on disappearing. Now we've got inbound Capellan drop pods.
Yes, Commander.
I don't like all this friendship between the houses stuff. It's making me nervous. Alright, let's put an end to this. It's 25 back structure. I would love to not spend the precision strike. Yeah, we'll just take him.
Firing all weapons.
I think one of those laser hits was center. Yeah.
Hostile removed.
That's going to mean next turn we are up above the threshold of inspiration. Melee with a spider. Just... Baffling. Baffling decision-making all around. He's lucky that Panther didn't decide to just punch him back. Of course, it ran over to punch me.
My armor's getting stripped off.
Okay, fortunately, it was only exactly all of the armor, no structural damage. Well, I feel like we ought to turn around and wallop him.
Targeting for physical attack.
Who do you think you are? He's almost completely out of armor
I
and
hear ya.
structure. This is not generally the way you want to be killing mechs.
On my way.
Well, I may as well get in on this as well.
Come on, mech warriors.
There you go.
Go time.
That's what you get when you have a proper mech do the punching. Look out, people. We got another Liao reinforcement lance on the field. Do you have any idea what's in it? Honestly, our lance is positioned pretty well for this. The urban mech is up nice and close to him. We just got to make sure we turn so that arm's not vulnerable. I would love it if we could get through this without any major structural damage. There's probably going to be another mission right after this. They dropped over here. Wait, is that... Yeah, those are the drop pods. Is it 3? Yep, okay. We got 3 incoming, something that moves on 4, and also some, other stuff. And sadly, the urban mech cannot get proper vision, but what we can get is a sensor lock.
I've got a sensor lock.
Okay. Flea's not too bad. It's definitely a mech that you wanna see before it sees you. They also have their own urban mech, but that's a different build. Oh, that one has an AC-20. You can fit an AC-20 on an urban mech? AC-20s are like 14 tons. I guess his has a lot less armor than mine, right? Yeah, considerably less.
Commander.
The trade-off is that it has a gun that does 120 damage. So we should be very cautious here.
Understood. Moving fast.
Went out of her way to step on that car. We all saw it. Alright, well that urban mech just became the only targeting priority. Also, it looks like the AI might kill the flea for us. Is that a second urban mech? Yeah, that one's got the same build we have, though. Just gonna go take a bath.
What can I do for you?
Alright, well, I'm glad that I gave my assault cannon time to cool down a little bit. Where on this mech is the AC-20 mounted? Okay. Big weapon always goes on the right arm. I don't know why. It's just BattleTech stuff. Alright, let's just take it to right here. I can't get into his right arc anyway. Let's just take the shot we have. AC on, and what are we looking at here? 25 structure, 30 armor. Yeah, alright, we'll target the torso. It's a little bit easier to hit him in the torso than it is to hit him in the arm.
Uh-huh.
And there's not a substantial difference in toughness here. Alright, that guy's a lot less dangerous.
And there's more where that came from.
This UAC-5 is just a wonderful weapon. It's a pretty weird choice of weapon
Waiting
splits.
for orders.
Okay, all you can really do is just run over here and take whatever shot it is you have. Who's it that you can even target? Oh, the only person you can target is the flea. Well, you know what? I'll go for it. Actually, I probably won't fire the autocannon, just so that it doesn't have a recoil modifier next turn. We'll hit with some of these. Doesn't take a ton to get the job done. really do like the strategic concerns of the urban maps. The short sight lines, the weird blocky angles and stuff.
There's work to do.
It's nice. It feels different from the other map types. It feels way more different from the other map types than the other map types feel from each other.
Standing by.
Alright, well, we know who needs to go first.
Commander.
Or who needs to go next, rather. Again, can't quite get an angle on that side arc, so we'll just take it straight on.
Roger that.
For a second there, I thought we had gotten a shot in the head. It landed so high on him. Again, meleeing people with a spider seems like a bit of a dubious proposition.
What's up, boss?
It's weird how they're not firing at all, right? Am I the only person who finds this odd?
Position.
Why aren't they trying to kill us? It's kind of like the whole thing. The whole thing of having a giant robot is that you kill people with it.
Firing full complement on it. Take that.
Alright, he just needs a little bit of a push. He's almost disarmed. And that flea is now super screwed. Hey look, the Bluth Corporation. Apparently they recovered. That's a nice building.
Good to go. Moving out.
Alright, I think I'm just going to go ahead and finish off the flea with the LRMs here.
Got it.
Not actually getting a lot of center
Yeah,
hits.
critical hit.
We left him at 2. My suspicion is the AI can handle him from there. Wow, actually, that was some pretty alright shooting.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, I think we're probably good here.
Tell me what to shoot.
We really managed to miss that large laser shot.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
95% against a target who is laying down. Ah, thank the gods for that. What a shit show this is. First House Liao kicks in our door, then House Steiner comes flying in. What's next, the damn Fed Rats? Not if I can help it. We're gonna find the Raven, grab it, and wipe out every trace of Black Caldeira's research project. If there's nothing on Fagerholm worth fighting over, the great houses will pack up their toys and go home. It provided that they know that there's nothing worth fighting for anymore. Commander Corpsington, please contact me when you reach a safe altitude. We need to talk.
Mission
I don't really get along with House Liao, so I'm curious what she could possibly have to talk about. I think our rep with them is actually not as negative in this campaign as it has been in my my previous play. Thing is, they're just very inconvenient to be friends with. Not that I have anything against them specifically, although I think maybe their society is also horrifying. I can't exactly remember. It's a decent payout. And what did we pull out of the wreckage? Probably we should take that piece of that griffin, right? Unless any of this gear has... Nope, nothing with pluses on it. Yeah, let's salvage that griffin part. Okay, we also got a bunch of very basic stuff. Happy to have earned a large price from that, because like I was saying earlier, we're not going to be able to make any more money on this planet. Pretty important that we get this part right. So we didn't take any structure damage at all there, right? The urban mech lost all of the armor on its arm, but then it didn't actually get hit in the arm again. So we are in perfect condition for the second part of this, which I'm hoping is going to be the last part. Thank you for speaking with me, Commander. Under ordinary circumstances, I wouldn't reach out to a mercenary in the employ of a rival state, but we are living in extraordinary times. You know, it's funny how everybody thinks that. What can we do for you, Lady Marina? One of my lieutenants spotted you fighting alongside a detachment of the 5th Defenders of Endurian. While I'm sure that you fought honorably, the cause you're supporting is anything but honorable. The Duchy of Endurian stole something of great value from House Liao, and we want it back. I will pay you a great deal of money to recover our asset and return it to me. Yeah, we get it, Lady Marina, and as to your offer, we'll think about it. See that you do. If you return what's ours, I'll pull the CCAF out of Fagerholm, now and forevermore. You will also receive generous compensation for your services, of course. Money, political asylum for your Endurian friends, whatever you may need. Consider my offer, Commander. I don't want your blood on my hands. You lead an interesting life, Commander. We military types don't get the luxury of negotiating with our Op-4s. They usually skip the preamble and jump straight to the senseless violence. You could always go mercenary when this is all over. Speaking of which, let's talk about what comes next. Well, what comes next is simple. We find out where Black Caldera is keeping its stolen prototype. I can tell you how to do that, but there's something I'm going to need from you in return. It isn't enough to steal the Raven for House Merrick. We also need to wipe out every trace of Black Caldera's reverse engineering project. As long as it exists, the Great Houses will tear Fagerholm apart to get at it. That isn't what our client is paying us for. We're here to steal a Raven, not stop a war. Well, that's too bad, because you can't get to the Raven without our help, and we won't lift a finger if you won't help us protect our home. You won't, huh? Odd stance to take for a bunch of soldiers who just agreed to turn against their own government. I don't know, I think that's logically consistent. They turned against their own government for the same reason. We agreed to my Uncle Davinder's deal because Dame Catherine's actions are putting the Endurian people at risk. We are the goddamn Defenders of Endurian. We swore an oath to protect this system, and we're going to do it, even if it means kicking House Humphreys right in the ass. Our lances can help one another to accomplish their goals, or they can go it alone and fail. It's your choice, Commander. Well, not really, I only have one dialogue option. Alright, you've got a deal. If you help us get the Raven, we'll help you destroy Black Caldera's reverse engineering project. I'm glad that we see eye to eye. Frankly, we're going to need the help. As you saw in that last deployment, this project is bringing all the great houses out of the woodwork. Speaking of which, we've got Shugo Yamaguchi on the line. He wants to talk. Something about a tremendous offer he has for his favorite mercenaries. A simple recovery mission, he says. Shugo Yamaguchi, which guy is he? House Kurita, that's right. Reynold Yamaguchi is, in a word, an embarrassment. The only purpose to warfare, as he sees it, is to maintain the position of House Kurita and its branch families, especially his own. I bet that's actually a pretty common viewpoint. On his homeworld, he's known for throwing lavish parties and entertaining diplomats far and wide. Scorned for his frivolities, he has been assigned as a mercenary liaison as a form of punishment. Oh, that makes me feel good. Alright, take a message. We got work to do. I am no longer taking calls. Damn right we do, Damn right we do. Commander, I'm sending you the details on a Black Caldera convoy. If you hit it, you should find the intel we're looking for. The location of the prototype Raven, and the coordinates of Black Caldera's R&D facility. Bravo Lance, you're with me. Keep the Capellans off Commander Corpsington's back. I keep forgetting what my name is. We all know what we have to do, so let's get it done. Good hunting, Bravo Lance. We'll catch up with you on the other side. Yeah, blow up a convoy. This sounds straightforward. According to Umbra, a Black Caldera convoy has been scheduled to pass through the Badlands north of New Jacobstad. Engage the convoy, destroy it. Bravo Lance will interface with the command vehicle's black box to obtain the location of the Raven. Okay, easy. Just run in there and smash stuff up. Again, probably not worth taking a ton of salvage. And yeah, no changes. I'm assuming that the tonnage is sort of like justified diegetically as this being a thing where we're moving fast, so we need fast mechs. But small and fast don't necessarily go together. Because if we need to move fast, the urban mech is... we're going to have to strap it to the back of one of the Centurions and carry it around like Yoda. Let's make this strike quickly, Large John. Bravo Lance will be holding off the Capellans while we work, and I don't want to leave them out there any longer than I have to. Yeah, because their mechs are made of tissue paper. I mean, it's just convoy stuff, right? We're good at fighting convoys. The the urban mech is actually maybe kind of a bad choice for this, because there's a lot of value in just having a mech that can run up to a vehicle and step on it. Maybe we should have gone Jenner and Firestarter for this one. I guess we'll see if it ends up being a big deal.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, Commander. According to Umbra, this convoy will be carrying a black box with data on the locations of the stolen Raven and Black Caldera Defense's secret R&D lab. I'd expect any vehicle carrying such valuable data to be well defended, so keep your eyes open. We've never gone up against Black Caldera's security team, and we don't know what they're likely to be armed with. The odds are high that any transport you stop will issue a distress call. You're going to want to bug out quick after you get what you came for, so I'm marking an evac zone on your map. Make your way there once you finish the job. Okay.
This place isn't so bad, right?
This sounds pretty
Waiting for
straightforward.
orders.
Let's get Fast Mech out first. You could almost make it to the tree line. We can stop at a mineral field, that's
On
fine.
my way.
See if we pick
Primary
anything up.
target on screen, Commander.
Yeah, we got a read. At least I'm being told we have a read. Where's the read? We absolutely do not, in fact. I was lied to.
On my way.
It's all the way over there. So we're expecting convoy guards, which might mean mechs, but it also might just mean fighty vehicles. And then on top of that, probably a couple of, I'm guessing, lightly armored, like not civilian vehicles, but weaker stuff. Weaker stuff, and apparently quite a lot of it, because it's taking the computer forever to take its turn.
I hear ya.
Let's get the Jenner up here. We should be able to get some
Moving
sensor
out.
pings on the road now.
Coordinates received.
Alright, what do we have here? Okay, convoy guard is Max. Ooh, we got a couple of Max moving on 5. When I saw the two chevrons on 5, I assumed it was going to be another situation like with the mission vehicles last time. What mech moves on 5? I mean, I don't think any mech moves on 5 naturally. This must be some kind of
Commander.
mission-specific magic, again, like those vehicles. Really love to get vision on that guy, but it seems like... Whoa, camera. That was weird. It's like maybe that's not actually even on the table? Okay, you can get vision on him from up here. I really want to do it in a place where I'm not also visible to everyone. This node at least has me having partial cover from that rock there. You know what? I'm gonna reserve down. Let's let the vehicles move up first so that I don't get shot immediately after jumping. Hey, we're gonna have to be pretty careful here if they have 4 mechs that are moving on 5. Could potentially get into some real trouble.
Good to go.
Where is the
Commander.
Irby? This does not give you sensor range on anything. That sucks.
What can I do for you?
Alright, how do we want to do this? I guess we'll do this thing. We'll jump up here.
I copy.
Alright, so what do we have here? A normal striker and some faster than usual locusts. Well, I think I probably want to take the striker on. First, it's easier to hit and it's more dangerous.
Locking in.
Primary target is damaged, Commander. Keep it. Primary target is damaged, Commander. Keep it up.
Reporting.
Okay.
One less.
Easy enough. Hopefully we didn't do too much damage to the black box. Oh good, there's even more vehicles. Ooh, an SRM carrier. That's a lot of damage right there. But fortunately, it's got
Waiting
to
on
get
you,
quite
Commander.
close to you. That's a terrifying vehicle, though. That's way more dangerous than anything else we've had to fight so far.
I hear ya.
I think I want to prioritize that thing's removal.
You betcha.
We'll have the Centurions bombard it.
Tell me what to do.
It's probably going to take both of us. It's weird how many of those landed on its right armor. Okay, and that's also a carrier, although as you might guess, it's a different kind of missile. God, that was a lot.
What can I do for you?
I don't really want to have to deal with these mechs. I think we're quite busy here. Definitely move forward as far as we can, because we need to get in UAC line of sight. So we didn't do a meaningful amount of damage anywhere, because the damage divided perfectly evenly. Gonna end up destroying all of that thing's armor before we take it down. Urban Mech just sprints, desperately trying to get into range to do absolutely anything.
Fired up! There's work to do!
Alright, here comes the dangerous part. All of these locusts are going to get to shoot at the Jenner, and they're going to start hitting. Oh, they're not even all locusts. They're just super, super fast. Not really the range he wanted for that. Alright, we only lost 3 points of structure there.
That shot went internal.
And the leg's vulnerable, don't get me wrong, but we can make this work. So what I want to do now is... I mean, like, this is pretty good. Right, this gives me vision of both of those things.
On my way.
Takes me out of direct vision of everybody else. I can't actually shoot at the LRM carrier, but I can do this.
Roger that.
Alright, we got him.
One more for the trash heap.
Is the LRM carrier tougher? No, it's exactly as tough. 3 LRM-20 launchers, man.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, that vehicle's part of the convoy, right? Kinda have to do something about that.
Understood. Moving fast. Waiting on you, Commander.
I don't really want to do something about that. I want to focus on the LRM carrier. We might actually not have the ability to do anything here. Well, if I were to run to here, what are my hit chances? Okay, still pretty good.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Try to move around so I can catch the vehicle further down the road.
Uh-huh.
Just start stacking up the damage, because this thing cannot survive. This is actually quite a bit more dangerous than the SRM carrier was.
Good to go. Moving out.
Okay, whew. That was pretty close. We just barely got that done in time. Alright, and then here comes 4 mechs all jumping the Jenner again. Really hoping they were going to have a harder time shooting around this thing.
Reporting internal damage.
Ooh. Okay, so when a thing is crit, it is no longer quite as accurate for the rest of the mission, but it doesn't actually permanently damage the component in any way. Like, if we get out of the mission, it will return to the normal state. If they hit it again, it will be destroyed. We will actually lose the component. We'll have to plug something else in there, which obviously is a bummer, because that's a nice upgraded thing. So at this point, I think the Jenner is going to drop down into a cover position. I don't know exactly what I want to do with you. Ooh, that's going to overheat me. It looks like we're not quite going to overheat. We're just going to get real close. Yeah, this is as far as I can safely jump.
Engaging jump jet.
Okay. I should have moved the Urban Mech forward and gotten the sensor lock, I guess. Whatever, I can still get the lock. So the gun is on the right arm. Well, if I'm going to move up like this, I want to turn like... Yeah. I don't know if I want to turn that much. Oh, apparently I don't really have a lot of options. I have to moonwalk to get that angle. Wait a minute. I feel fairly certain that that was in sensor range when we were... Maybe not. That's pretty bad.
Waiting
That
for
means
orders.
he's, like, getting away? Like, really getting away? Can I just run up and get vision of him? No, I cannot. I can't even get vision to provide for the other Centurion. Well, that's awkward.
Got it.
That means we need to haul
I hear
ass so
ya.
that we make sure that we remain in a position where we could shoot this guy. I guess you can fire. Let's get these hit percentages up a little bit.
Special delivery.
Wow, that is quite a lot of stability damage. Yeah, unfortunately, the urban mech is now going to be the brunt of all of this. It's fairly tough, and he has bulwark.
Systems holding. Commander. Orders.
You for real need to get this right this time. In this location, guy is definitely within sensor range.
Jumping.
All we need to do is establish a lock. Once we have the lock, it remains for the end of the turn, even if the thing
I've got
moves
a
out
sensor
of
lock.
sensor range. Mobile HQ. It has a single medium laser, also a huge amount of armor. But not so huge that a UAC couldn't deal with it. And we're definitely not doing anything with the Jenner. Not yet, anyway. That thing is really cooking.
What can I do for you?
I want to shoot into the back arc because that's where the other Centurion's going to be able to hit. We want to stack up our damage as best we can here.
Here it comes.
It's time to bug out.
Okay.
Get to the LZ for extraction.
Where is the... Okay, the LZ's way over there. That's
Waiting on
awkward.
you, Commander.
Not as easy to access as I would like.
Uh-huh.
Do I want to precision... Yeah, I probably want to precision strike him. There's no reason for us to take shots at hit percentages that low.
Here we go.
Come on, set off the ammo. Yes.
There's
Oh, we set
more
off the
where
ammo
that
in
came
both
from.
sides, actually. Does he have any weapons left? No, he does not.
Ready for orders.
Even if he did have the SRM launchers left, he doesn't. He's out of bullets, so, or missiles rather. So that's pretty good for us. It's my left leg. So if I ran like this, gives me a pretty good chance of surviving. The thing is, I'm wondering if it is better to run for the LZ than to just stand and fight these guys. That's your center, 47. The leg's pretty busted. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna trust 7 evasion pips plus a bunch of very visible allies. Visible and shootable allies will be enough of a distraction. Oh, interesting. I wonder if the mobile HQ was giving everybody +1 initiative. That's a pretty cool roll for a vehicle. Also, all that evasion, absolutely meaningless, apparently.
Light damage, Commander. Yes, Commander.
Alright, well, the Jenner needs to just keep running.
On my way. Double time.
Try to outrange everything here. Yeah, okay, easy.
Ready for orders.
I think I actually want to just let the urban mech stay in this well-defended position through the commando's turn, and then we'll figure things out in a second here. Okay, there's nothing in that whole side of the mech, right? Like we built it this way on
Good
purpose.
to go.
Alright, so that one still hasn't moved yet.
Got it.
We're gonna do this and knock it over.
Time to die.
Or just kill it. Kill it's good too.
Should have run when you had the chance.
Alright, just one less thing we have to worry
Waiting
about.
for orders.
The Jenner is, without a doubt, the most dangerous of the remaining enemies. Sort of, I think, outside of UAC range there. There we go.
Coordinates received.
We're just gonna go
Roger
dead
that.
center on
Firing
this.
on target.
How's that leg doing? Okay, quite low.
Orders.
I mean, do I take it? It's a pretty big gun. We won't be able to get a kill. Try for the leg.
Heading out.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try for his leg.
Taking the shot.
That's very much not where I aimed, but you know what? That's a pretty good hit anyway.
Let's go!
Probably looking at flanking the Jenner around the outside and having it jump in to deal a killing blow
Waiting
somewhere
for
is
orders.
probably pretty reasonable, but I want to definitely move the urban mech first. Outside of optimal range. To be perfectly honest with you, maybe I want to run back a little bit. Yeah, I think I want to complicate their moves a little bit here. If we run the urban mech back this way... Ah, that's a shame. Now we keep moving the Centurions and the Jenner the way we're moving them, we can create a situation where it's hard for them to decide what direction to face because they have their back to somebody all the time.
Minor damage, Commander. Nothing to see here. Standing by.
So this is going to make me go last in 4, which means they will go first in 3, which means the Jenner gets to move before anybody gets to do anything. So I'm just going to reserve down then.
Waiting for the shot.
Not much point in moving my Jenner if I can't outpace theirs anyway. Okay, armor's starting to get pretty thin across the front of this mech.
I'm taking a pounding, Commander. What can I do for you?
But also that guy only moved one space before, or only moved one evasion worth of space before firing, so I think this is probably going to work out pretty well for us.
Got it.
And once the Jenner's down, like I'm not at all concerned about the rest of this thing, the rest of their team here.
Here we go. Gotcha.
Okay, so of these two, it's definitely the Commando who's more
Good to go.
dangerous, but he also has an annoying amount of
Good to go.
evasion. I don't think I really want to show
Commander?
the Jenner's face here, and there's not really a good reason to do it. These things have too damn much evasion. Alright, we'll
Affirmative.
kill the Locust, because it's easy to kill the Locust, I guess. That feels pretty bad. That Locust is not very dangerous.
Right, Commander. Yes, Commander.
The autocannon miss there was pretty heartbreaking. I guess I can run the Jenner in if I show them the left side, because we're going to get to move again before the Commando does.
I copy.
Do our best to get some meaningful damage done here.
Firing a full salvo.
Well, you know, it's something, I guess.
Waiting for orders.
Oh, we can't quite get within small laser range. It's still so hard to hit. It's very frustrating fighting small mechs all the time. Yeah, let's do
Coordinates
this.
received.
We should strip the evasion, if nothing else. Also, that's good. Also, that might
Inflicted
happen.
some heavy damage. Orders.
think I actually am just going to take the shot again. Well, actually, we'll overheat if I try that. Yeah, never mind. I'll just back out. That's fine. Back out toward the exit. Oh, interesting. I mean, his missiles are short range. I guess I get it, but
Can't take many more hits like that.
he's gonna get punched to death, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
Coordinates received.
Turns out it doesn't matter how many points of evasion you have if you step this close. Shot him right in the foot. Remarkably, we have not
Waiting on you, Commander.
not really done a lot of meaningful damage to his torso. I'm debating whether I think it's even worth finishing him off or whether we should start working on the Locust. We should probably try to get the job done. I should probably also be real careful about my angle here.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Alright, so don't fire you. You gotta rest. Yeah.
Special delivery! Come on, mech warriors! It's go time!
Okay, they chose to move the Locust first, which is objectively wrong. They really want that Centurion's arm, I guess?
Reporting! Structural damage! Ready for orders. Ready for orders.
He has 1 hit point. Okay. I'm just gonna headbutt him. It's not really a punch if the mech doesn't have any arms. Well done, you got him.
Mech destroyed. Commander.
You might be able to punch this guy, too. Yep, he overstepped.
Got it.
Getting some play out of that small laser.
Ugh!
Punch the entire left side of the mech off.
Enemy down.
Alright, managed to wipe the Op-4 out. Can do an extract right now, and we are going to get paid. Alright, they'll contact us as soon as we reach a safe cruising altitude. We can discuss the next steps. That was very successful. This is also going to run a little bit long. I don't know, maybe I'll end up cutting this into 2 videos. We'll see. We'll see how long it is by the end of it here. Alright, another 433,000. We're going to come out of this actually pretty close to rich. We should probably retire. Honestly, the Jenner's not that badly beaten up. The Urban Mech took a bunch of damage to an area of it that doesn't matter, so we can definitely still run you. Same thing with the Centurion. I think we're all fine to keep going. Of these mechs, boy, I don't want any of this stuff. I'll take an LRM-20, I guess? It's the SRM carrier there. Yeah, that's fine. None of that's really exciting. LRM-20s can sometimes be hard to come by. You don't need a lot of them, but you also don't get a lot of them. Alright, so in theory, now we know where the Raven is, so this is where we make our choice, right, about who we're actually going to give it to. I'm inclined to just stick with the contract. You gotta imagine, the Mercenary Review Board doesn't look too kindly on people who take a contract and then betray their employer. We're getting an incoming message from Bravo, Lance Commander. They say it's urgent, putting them on the view screen now. Commander, we've recovered the data, but the Capellans... They must have followed us to the AO. They jumped us, caught us on our unprotected flank, and we ate full alpha strikes from a lance of brawlers. Umbra took the brunt of it. A half-dozen AC-10 shots, all unloaded in the blink of an eye. Her cockpit cracked like a soft-boiled egg. She didn't make it. She's gone. Well, we're sorry for your loss, Bravo Lance. We're sorry, too. She pulled us out of the shit more times than I can count. She's the one who connected us with Force Commander Singh. We'd still be fighting on Dame Catherine's behalf if Umbra hadn't opened our eyes to the truth. Hell, in all likelihood, we'd be dead in a ditch by now. We can't bring Umbra back, but we can finish what she started. So first, we're going to do our job, and then we're going to do right by you. We haven't forgotten our promise to help you destroy the project data for the Raven. Good. we haven't forgotten our vow either. We're doing this for our home and our people. Black Caldera, Dame Catherine, and all the great houses can go straight to hell. Alright, let's get to it then. We've got 2 different combat drops to plan, and we need to carry them out ASAP. Roger that. I guess I'll lead with the good news. We've got the locations for both the Raven and Black Caldera's reverse engineering project. They're in the vicinity of New Jacobstad, an old armory and a hardened R&D facility, respectively. Now here's the bad news. They're both heavily defended, and any attack on one will prompt the other to go into a state of high alert. Sounds like we're going to have to do these drops simultaneously, then. Yeah, but we can't. See, we couldn't find any specifics about the armory. We know they've got mechs in the area, but we can't put a number on it. The R&D lab, on the other hand, is extremely well documented, and they've got a monstrous amount of indirect fire coverage, a whole phalanx of missile turrets, trebuchets, and LRM carriers. A hostile lance couldn't even get close without Black Caldera's defenses pounding it flat. Okay, so this sounds impossible. How do we get around that? With the Raven. We need to use it if we want to get through this in one piece. In theory, the prototype Raven's electronic warfare suite can prevent nearby LRM launchers from establishing target locks. No target locked, no indirect fire. Of course, stealing the Raven will trigger the aforementioned high alert. They'll be ready for incoming hostiles. Thankfully, Black Caldera doesn't know that Bravo Lance is hostile yet. As far as they're concerned, we're the good guys, the defenders of Andurian. They'll tolerate us in their AO even after the alarm bells start ringing. I mean, hell, they'll probably even welcome us with open arms. And that warm reception will ice over as soon as you make an aggressive move. Of course it will, but we should be okay to loiter around near the lab until one of your mech warriors can meet us with the Raven. Then we'll all go in together and the Raven will reduce their offensive capabilities to wet noodle status. That's the theory anyway. Well, it's as sound a plan as any, I guess. You scout out the Black Caldera R&D lab, we'll hit the armory, liberate the Raven, and bring it to you. And then we'll blow that lab to hell together. Of course, without Umbra, we'll need a voice on the comms to give us guidance. That's you, Commander, assuming you're up to it, of course. Now, you don't need to worry about Commander Corpsington or any other member of this company. We've got you covered. Let's get out there and do this. The sooner we take that mech, the sooner we can blow up the base, and the sooner we do that, the sooner we can put an end to what's happening here. Okay, so there's 2 more jobs on this flashpoint. This is a long one. I think we're definitely going to just break here then. That is going to be it for us for today. Sorry to leave you all in suspense. Come back next time tomorrow to see if we can possibly survive 2 more engagements in this condition. And we'll see you then.